Where you started, sir? Where is your roots, or where are your roots? Where did you born?
Certainly. I was born in Mumbai, but it's only for birth because my
So what have changed tremendously from the initial days to these days? So you have just touched upon it is very easy right now, but how difficult was that point in time and how easy is now?
it was tough to get business because already Trajan and Samandam, maybe the 45th of that, it was not big. So I have decided, it's set in my mind, we should be number one. The first one, my mind is set that we should be number one.
So, welcome to Building Right, a podcast of Indian entrepreneurs who are serious about building businesses that last, structured for growth, and positioned for long term. I am Finney, Managing Director of Style Digital Solutions, a business branding and growth strategy firm. The work I do is about building trust systems, how businesses communicate, position, and grow. And one thing I have learned doing this work with clients across industries, everything starts with the right structure. So today's conversation is about exactly that, not brand structure, business structure, and specifically the India Singapore corridor. My guest has spent 50 years at his precise intersection. He is the founder and managing director of NS Global, a Singapore based consultancy that works exclusively at the intersection of India and Singapore. Mr. Narayanamohan is a fellow of the Institute of Singapore Chartered Accountant, ACCA UK, CPA Australia, and the Singapore Institute of Accredited Tax Professionals. He was chairman of the Singapore Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, vice chairman of the Singapore Business Federation, a personal advisor on Prime Minister Modi's Singapore delegation in 2015, a licensed insolvency practitioner, and since 2016, his firm has helped over 3,000 companies incorporate and operate correctly in Singapore with clients across 14 countries. Without any further ado, Mr. Mohan, welcome to this podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for a beautiful introduction.
Yes, sir. So I just want to know where you started, sir. Where is your roots, or where are your roots? Where did you born? How did you get into this business? Can I know more about it?
Certainly. I was born in Mumbai, but it's only for birth because my mother's parents were living in Mumbai. After delivery, my mother brought me back to Srirangam because our native place, where my father and my siblings were all living together. Then I did my schooling in Srirangam High School because my father was the headmaster of railway schools in Golden Rock. You know, Trichy, where all the railway coaches are manufactured, they used to have a railway school and a railway hospital. So my father was the headmaster of railway school. So he used to travel from Srirangam to Trichy to attend his school. We were brought up in Srirangam. I studied in Srirangam High School. And then after that, I did my BCom in St. Joseph's College. After that, I moved to Chennai to do my Chartered Accountancy. My brother was already a Chartered Accountant. He's number one sibling and he's 10 years older than me. So I was trained under him. And after I finished my CA, but very interesting thing I want to talk about CA is, at that time was the most difficult examination you can think of. The country can produce more IAS and IIMs, but very number of CAs in Singapore, in India at that time. Very interestingly, people passing in the first attempt is very, very rare. There are 115 people wrote the examination in Madurai Center. I'm the only guy passed in that center during the year 1975. After that, what I did is, my brother got an offer to take over an accounting firm in Singapore, which is a chartered accountancy firm. It's called by the name of Natarajan and Swaminathan. So he moved in and become a partner with Mr. Natarajan. Then he told me, you finish your examination, come and join with us in Singapore. So in 1976 in January, I wrote my final examination in November, passed in first attempt, moved to Singapore to join the firm. So after I joined my firm, brother in Natarajan and Swaminathan, I became a partner with him because Mr. Natarajan retired, sold the firm to both of us. We passed away. Both myself and my brother were partners for 14 years. Then in 1990, my brother felt that I should be with his family because his children were studying in the US. You move to US, join them, then I have the responsibility to take over, run it as a sole proprietor. It was a very tough time to get business because we don't have our roots there in Singapore. We have not gone to school or college there to know how schoolmates or college mates can come to us for advice or getting the professional support. It was a very tough time. Even the Indian regulations were very, very tight. It was difficult for them to go out and open companies overseas. I used to get letters because at that time there is no internet. So I used to get letters. Whenever I get a letter, I was very happy because it will be concerned with an incorporation of a company. But unfortunately, what will happen is the proprietor will come, the owner of the company will come, his lawyer will come, and his auditor also will come. When we start advising them what are the regulations in Singapore, both the auditors and lawyer will argue each other, end up in not forming the company in Singapore. After the Vajpayee government came, where they opened up the India and started looking west and then started saying looking east, people started coming to Singapore to set up companies. And India also liberalized the regulations whereby you can get overseas and set up companies.
So you have seen 5 decades actually in this industry. So what have changed tremendously from the initial days to these days? So you have just touched upon it is very easy right now, but how difficult was that point in time and how easy is now?
It was tough to get business because already 55, 60 Indian firms are established in Singapore. Trajan and Samandam, maybe the 45th of that. It was not big. So I have decided, it's set in my mind, we should be number one. Like the examination I passed out of 115 was the first one. My mind is set that we should be number one. So I started focusing. So get to know whoever is landing in Singapore, why they're not coming to us. And then I started doing a lot of charitable work so that make yourself known. Business will come automatically. That is my philosophy. So I go to attend all functions. Sometimes I used to have 3 functions.
Okay.
I don't go and sit inside. But you have to go early. You should not go as the guest of honor. So I always go 1 hour earlier because my intention is to meet the people and then try to get to know and build up the contact.
Yes.
Make yourself known. So what I do is 1 hour early I will go. I don't look at those people whom I know already in the crowd. That is a networking secret I'm telling you. I look at them and say hello to them.
Okay.
But I start moving to those people whom I don't know. Very interesting thing I want to tell you. I never wanted to appoint business development managers to develop business. But this is the try. You don't lose anything. I used to teach them in the office. Whenever you go and meet, whenever I take you, we are going early. I don't want you start talking to the same person more than 5. If you find it difficult to leave the place, tell them, can I go and pick up my coffee and come back? Leave them and go to the next person.
Okay.
Nobody has followed because that should be in your blood. Marketing should be in your blood.
Yes. Yes.
So whenever they stand and talking to the same person, I go and tell them, can we go and pick up a coffee now?
Okay.
That's the way I made them to, joke apart. Concentrating mindset to meet more people. And then I will leave that place. If I have a second program, I don't go and sit inside, want to listen to the guest of honor and have dinner and all those things. I will go back to the next program. It was tired, but I still go with the enthusiasm and go to the next function and then again start meeting people. I always carry 100 or 150 cards with me.
Oh.
Whenever I carry all those things, listen carefully. My mind will say, you are not going back unless all the cards are given.
Okay. Okay. 100 to 150 cards.
Cards I will start giving.
Very interesting.
So very interestingly, I want to tell you one more incident which happened. I went to Jakarta to a conference. 1,000 over people were there.
Okay.
So what I did is, when I was walking, one fellow was sitting in the first row. I gave him my card. I am so Mohan. Would you all listen, please? The whole row, I asked them to listen to me.
Okay.
And then I told them, I'm giving card to him. He will pass on all my cards to all of you.
Okay.
So the cards were passed on to 15 to 20 people in the row. So these are all the innovative ideas will come into my mind.
Understood.
How to do marketing yourself.
Perfect.
Okay. These all the mind push me to do things. Another interesting thing I want to tell you also in my life. I'm a public speaker. Every 20 days I pick up a topic that makes you to learn a lot, make you update on your knowledge.
Absolutely.
And also know what is the changes happening in the world. I make a compulsory reading whereby I fix a date for a talk, fix a topic. I may not be aware of entirely like artificial intelligence. I gave 2 talks on artificial intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
So I immediately my mind will start worrying.
Mm-hmm.
You have to talk. You have to have content.
Mm-hmm.
Start going reading. So I'll go and research, read everything and update myself and finish the talk. I have confidence in me that I can do the job. Wait, coming back to the point. One of the talk I attended is about entrepreneurship. I used to speak about entrepreneurship also.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought what this guy is going to talk, which I am not aware.
Mm-hmm.
But he hasn't said something which is not new. But the interesting part, what I want to tell you is, after the talk is over, he want to book all of us for 3 days program, 5 days program for a fee. That's the reason why they initially call you to come in to listen to him for the entrepreneurship talk. So what happened is after the talk is over, 40, 50 of them were sitting. Whenever I sit, I don't sit inside. I always sit in the last seat so that easy for you to move around. Okay. So I was sitting facing the guy and he started explaining everything. Then what he did is, he took out a book and said, this book is for one of you. My mind said, go and grab it and come to your seat. I went to the stage, grabbed his book, came and sat in my table. So the guy started asking me, why did you grab the book? I said, you said that this book is for one of you. And my mind said that it's for me.
Very nice, very nice. Okay.
So the initiative has to come from you.
Yes.
Whatever profession you have. As Gandhiji said, the change should come from you, not from others. So if you're going to office for 15 years, 20 years, without thinking what you're doing is right or wrong, there is no progress in your life.
Understood, understood.
When you talk about entrepreneurship, no salaried people has become entrepreneurs. But salaried people can become entrepreneurs provided you have a change in mindset.
Yes, yes. Nah, in fact, I am one of them.
So what is important is change in mindset is most important. The change has to come from you.
Exactly.
And the thinking has to come from you.
Exactly.
And you have to start thinking, am I doing the right thing? I have a set a plan. Try to achieve the plan. Set a goal. Try to achieve the goal. Don't have a simple goal.
Yes, yes.
I want to have a car. It's not a goal.
Eventually that will happen.
Eventually, automatically it will happen.
Yes.
In Singapore, especially whenever I give the entrepreneurship talk, people stand up and ask me the question. I'm getting Provident Fund contribution. In EPF here, I think they call it in a different way. I will stand to lose. In Singapore, you can offset with the central fund contribution to the house, which government allots you a house, it can be offsetted. So they are more worried about their living place, the CPF, and also they say, I'm not going to resign. I used to tell them, you are so talented. You are in, say for example, you are in mechanic for a air conditioner. You come out and start on your own the service. Then if you earn, instead of 5,000 what you are earning, you are going to earn 10,000, you can contribute the CPF yourself.
Yes, absolutely. This type of change in mindset is
The
what you are
same in mindset is very important.
Yes,
So whenever I speak about entrepreneurship, this is what I tell people.
Exactly. So we will have the conversation towards how to make the Indian entrepreneurs come and start a company in Singapore. So you told that initially you are the 45th company. Actually, your brothers and yours were the 45th company, Indian company, overseas company in Singapore, right? So you have helped establish 3,000 plus companies in Singapore. So, but what is the story of the initial 10 to 15 companies? It is easy. Now 3,000, after 3,000 companies, getting 3,000 first company is an easy thing comparatively, right? So what it took for you to get the first 10 companies? Can you tell us the story?
It is nothing but focus.
Yes.
I need to get companies. Okay. So what I do is, you have to read a lot to find out who are all coming from India. I give you a very interesting story, easy for you to understand. I heard in the market, Nalli is coming to Singapore.
Okay.
So immediately what I thought, I don't know Nalli directly. So at that time, I know 2 story writers in Chennai. One is Savi, which is a very famous man who passed away. Another one is Pushpa Tagadurai. He is also called Sri Venugopalan. Both story writers are my good friend. I immediately called them. When I called both of them, Sri Venugopal said, I know one Mr. Natarajan. He worked for the broadcasting radio station. He's a very good friend of Nalli Kupuswamy Chetty. Immediately I said, why can't you speak to Natarajan? So Natarajan he spoke to Natarajan. After he spoke to Natarajan, Natarajan in turn spoke to Nallichinna Samachedi. So it turned up to be a business for me.
Absolutely.
So the initiative I've taken.
Always be initiative. That's the one thing that.
Yes. So I did it.
Understood.
Never give up.
Mm.
I never give up.